For a long time, if you mentioned Addis Ababa, the mental image was pretty clear. It was political.
Right, the African Union headquarters, ancient museums, that sort of thing. A city defined by its history.
Exactly. But that image is, well, it's changing at an almost unbelievable speed. There's a new city emerging, aggressively ambitious, profoundly vertical. It's redefining its whole future.
And the source material we're digging into today really leans into that with a pretty provocative title.
Addis Ababa, the new Dubai of Africa.
That's the one. And it immediately makes you ask, okay, but how? Where's the funding? But then you see the pictures and the claim starts to feel, well, a lot less like hyperbole.
So that's our mission for this deep dive. We need to unpack that label. Is it just, aspirational PR?
Or is there a tangible reality being built, piece by piece, that actually backs up such a bold claim?
We're going to walk through this transformation step by step. Okay, let's unpack this. What does the physical change actually look like on the ground? Where do we even start?
Well, it starts where all these big city stories seem to start these days, the Skyline. And for that, our sources point us straight to the Bole District.
Right. If Addis Ababa is becoming the city of tomorrow, Bole is kind of its architectural mood board. The sources call it the throbbing heart of the modern city.
And that's where the new Dubai comparison is just the most obvious, the most immediate.
You can just see it.
You really can. The old canvas is being, well, aggressively redrawn with these towering silhouettes of glass and steel.
But these aren't just random high-rises, are they?
No, not at all. These are very conscious announcements. You've got towers for major financial institutions, glittering international hotel chains, regional headquarters for multinationals.
So the architecture itself is a kind of physical branding.
Exactly. It's declaring to the world that the city is shifting gears, moving from, say, an administrative capital to a full-blown economic powerhouse.
And the speed of it is just awe-inspiring. It says so much about the ambition brewing there, but it's not just the construction noise, is it? It's the energy.
Yes. It's a very specific kind of kinetic energy. The streets are this dynamic mix of hurried business people, trendy coffee shops popping up everywhere, and just this constant hum of progress.
That palpable sense of opportunity?
That's what cements the comparison. It's a city actively reaching for the stars, and it's fueled by this really clear vision of becoming a premier global hub.
But, rapid vertical growth can come at a price. It can create these concrete jungles where quality of life just plummets.
Which is what makes the next part so interesting.
Here's where it gets really interesting, yeah. Because the vision for Addis Ababa seems to completely reject that trade-off. It's not just glass and steel.
No, they're investing heavily in what our sources call green lungs for the city. It shows a real maturity in their development strategy. It's about long-term sustainability.
And the absolute centerpiece of this idea has to be Sheger Park.
An expansive urban oasis. I mean, it's not just a park.
No, it's this meticulously landscaped public space with lakes, dancing fountains, jogging paths, even cultural pavilions.
It shows the investment isn't just about attracting foreign capital. It's about drastically improving the quality of life for its own citizens.
And then, to tie all that progress back to the country's roots, there's Unity Park.
Ah, Unity Park. To me, this is maybe the most brilliant move in the entire transformation.
Because it's built inside the old Grand Palace grounds, which were, completely walled off from the public before.
Exactly. So by opening them up, they've created this incredibly powerful symbol. It showcases Ethiopia's incredible past with historical buildings and artifacts right alongside its dynamic future.
So the development doesn't feel like a break from Ethiopian identity.
It feels like its boldest continuation, a very smart way to ensure public buy-in.
That makes perfect sense. But okay, great aesthetics, lovely parks, that's all wonderful. But it only works if people and goods can actually move.
Especially in a city growing this fast.
Right. So what keeps the economic lifeblood flowing? We have to look at the arteries of progress, the infrastructure.
And you can't talk about that without starting with the absolute game changer, the Addis Ababa light rail.
It's a landmark project, isn't it?
It really is. It was the first operational light rail system in all of sub-Saharan Africa. Think about that.
That's a huge logistical and financial achievement.
And the connectivity it provides is just crucial. It cuts down on that soul-crushing congestion, and it connects the bustling city center with all the new burgeoning suburbs.
Which is where a lot of the new industry is based.
Precisely.
I was hoping you'd get to the financing, because these kinds of mega projects and emerging markets can get tricky. How did they pull it off so fast?
That's a key detail the sources point out. It was primarily financed with a huge concessional loan from China and executed by Chinese firms.
So a massive piece of collaboration.
A massive piece of diplomatic and logistical collaboration that fast-tracked something that might have taken decades to finance domestically. You pair that with the new expressways, and you see the foundation for a real logistics hub.
Okay, so if that's the artery, let's find the engine room. This economic boom isn't just an abstract concept. It has to be driven by a structural shift. What's the strategy?
It's a very calculated, dual-pronged strategy. It is all about positioning Ethiopia to be the premier logistics and manufacturing gateway for the entire continent.
And we can see that in the mega projects built by Chinese and Turkish firms in those new suburbs you mentioned.
That's right.
Can you give us some specifics? What industries are really driving this?
Certainly. One huge growth area is textiles and apparel. They're leveraging these massive industrial parks that offer tax incentives and, really efficient logistics.
And the other problem?
The pharmaceutical sector. The goal there isn't just to serve the domestic market, but to become a regional supplier, reducing the continent's reliance on foreign imports. The government is directly fueling this.
Creating a diversified, job-heavy economy.
Yes, and central to all of this, the real flagship of the whole endeavor is Ethiopian Airlines.
There's so much more than just a passenger airline.
Oh, absolutely. They operate one of the most formidable cargo networks on the planet. This is what makes Addis Ababa the vital freight hub connecting Asia and Europe to the rest of Africa.
So that's how the new manufacturing goods, the apparel, the pharmaceuticals, get to global markets.
Quickly and reliably. That whole system, the rail, the roads, and the airline, is the tangible proof that this growth is systematic, not accidental.
So let's circle back to the big question. What does this all mean? The similarities to a city like Dubai are, they're visually striking. The breakneck vertical growth, the ambition to be a regional nexus, the sheer speed of it all.
You can absolutely see why the comparison is made.
But if we connect this to the bigger picture, we have to be careful with that analogy, right?
We do. Well, the gleaming skyline and the speed echo the Gulf, calling it just a copy would be a major analytical mistake. It's a real disservice to what's happening.
Because Addis Ababa's transformation is uniquely its own.
That is the critical differentiator the sources all emphasize. This boom is not built on oil. It's not built on some easily extractable natural resource.
It's built on what? Deliberate political will.
Political will. Strategic state investment in infrastructure, nurturing a diverse economy, and leveraging their geography.
Yeah.
And that commitment to linking it all back to Ethiopian identity, like with Unity Park, that really sets it apart.
So the sources concluded something else.
They do. They say it's more accurately described as a uniquely Ethiopian miracle. It's an infrastructure-led, debt-backed development model.
So the verdict is pretty clear then. Addis Ababa in 2025 is this powerful testament to what's possible when a nation sets its sights on the horizon and just executes.
It's a must-watch destination, a living laboratory of urban transformation.
And like any story of rapid growth, it immediately brings up the next big challenge.
Always. The sources are careful to point this out. The next frontier for this dynamic city will be ensuring that all this breathtaking prosperity is actually inclusive.
That it's sustainable for everyone who calls Addis Ababa home, not just the people in the new corporate towers.
That is the crucial next step.
And that's the vital question we'll leave you with. As African economies continue to grow, which model proves more durable in the long run? The one built on resources you can pull from the ground, or one built on strategic, often debt-financed, investment in infrastructure and industry?
That question might just define the continent's next century.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. If the image you have in your head of Addis Ababa is, a bit static, maybe rooted in history or older news reports, well, you basically have to throw that image out.
Completely.
We're going to take a shortcut right into the heart of the city's new identity. And we're focusing on the single most powerful statement it's making right now.
It's nightlife.
Exactly. It's dramatic, dazzling, nocturnal transformation. This deep dive is built around something really interesting. It's excerpts from a City of Lights walking tour.
Right.
And it gives us this really electric sensory look at the Capitol in 2025. Our mission today is to pull out the defining parts of this massive shift.
And to understand what the city is, well, what it's saying to the world through its buildings and maybe most importantly through its light.
So the goal is clarity.
The goal is clarity. We're
Yes.
trying to understand this new electrifying story of progress and ambition. The source is saying the sheer visibility of the change is how Addis is shedding those outdated preconceptions.
By focusing on the city after dark.
Exactly. It forces you to see a city that's just operating on a whole new level of confidence.
And we don't really ease into it. The source just plunges you right in. It describes the feeling as a sensory overload in the best way possible. You feel it immediately. The cool highland air is energized by the hum of a city that refuses to sleep. This isn't just a city that's awake. It's a statement of permanent 247 activity.
But that energy has to be rooted in something tangible, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just, buzz. In any urban transformation, you have to look for the concrete evidence of investment.
And the most concrete thing, the most visible, is the change in the streets themselves. The whole visual language of order is different. We're not talking about chaotic, winding roads. We're talking wide, impeccably maintained boulevards, clean pavements. It creates this palpable sense of safety and order.
And that says a lot, doesn't it? If a government can sustain clean pavements, it points to stability, to administrative capacity. And we have to talk about the light itself.
Right. The old image is that dim, yellowed glow.